Hello, welcome back to SJ Cartier Limited Convos. And today I'm gonna go as normal. I just go against the grain, it seems sometimes, and my thought plan sometimes seems to be confusing to a mass sometimes. And this is another reason why I do my YouTube, because sometimes when you look on social media, you see a lot of things promoted, and you think that is just not right. But everybody seems to be following a trend. So I'm going to come out here and not follow the trend of everybody getting at Ginja Jay. And in fact, let's look at the actual situation of what happened yesterday. So first of all, I'll give you a little explanation of the understanding of what's come across to me, how it come across to me. I first of all saw a post on Shadeborough, and the post had something stating Ginja Jay states he will never date black women again. I saw there was a video, but I didn't actually listen to the video, and I commented because I looked in the comments to see what people were saying first of all, and I was very shocked at a lot of people saying, how dare he say he's not for black women, this, that, this, that. So I commented in that when I first saw the post, that I can understand that, and I'm a bit confused why black women would get upset with that, because there's a lot of black women that will say they won't date black men again because they have been hurt and been through trauma. So when a black brother's saying that, a black man is saying that he's been through trauma through black women, and I didn't even hear what he said. I'm just thinking that, like, how can you judge him for how some black women feel as well from their own angle? So I was quite shocked. Then a couple of days have passed, to be extremely honest, and I've started to see a lot more posts about how he's getting backlash for what happened. And then I've seen a couple of clips, and I was like, wow, is that how he's talking to them? And you're like, nah, you can't talk to the girls like that because you're getting very aggressive, and you say, the weave bit's not even a problem, to be extremely honest. It's the bit about you need to shut up, you need to listen. When I talk, you listen. It's that attitude that is wrong, because no man should talk to a woman like that. But then I have heard him apologize for that. And I can understand some people may not have took that apology. But then I'm thinking, how many people have actually watched the full stream from beginning to end? Because that's what I done. And this is why I'm doing the video now. Because when I've watched the video from the beginning to the end, I can kind of see why he was triggered. As a black man, I can see why he was triggered. And I've put some points here that I'd like to focus on, because these are points that I realise in my own head. And even when I was talking to my partner about it, as a woman who's watching the whole thing as well, she wasn't happy with how some of the women were behaving herself, because she's thinking they're acting a bit too much. They're antagonizing. First, they antagonized the King Rich guy on the left. Then it seemed like they was trying to get at the light skinned boy, but the light skinned brother, I think he was too good with his words, so he didn't get caught up in the drama. Because either way he vocalized his words about how he felt, how he grew up, and how he's not allowing you to make a judgment, even when they were saying, oh, but your dad, this, that, that. He's saying, hello, I'm going to tell you about my dad. Like, you're all making judgments here about how my dad is or was, and none of you actually know, none of you have asked me. Let me tell you, I am here. So he was very smart in how he vocalized it, which shut the women down on the opposite side from attacking him. But they attacked the King Rich. And in fact, I said to my partner, what he said is probably how I think. And I've told her I used to think even, because I would have said the exact same thing. I don't actually care what colour the woman is, to be extremely honest, whether I'm looking to date her or whether I was looking for a friend for the weekend. So I didn't actually care of who she was. All I cared about was whether I found her attractive and whether she found me attractive. And that was it for me. If you found me attractive and I found you attractive, that's all it took. The colour of you did not matter. Where you were in your life did not matter. Whether you drove, walk, whether you was with friends on your own, whether you was going to work, whether we was going, met you in a club. It didn't matter how you looked, other than I was attractive and you was attracted to me. So there was women out there that I could say I was attracted to until I spoke to you, and as he said, I get one word answers, this, that, and now I'm not attracted to you. So it doesn't matter about what beauty I may have saw initially. You are now looking ugly to me just because of your attitude and the way you're reacting to the way I've approached you. Because I know more than like I'm approaching you with good manners, first of all, if I thought you was that attractive, for starters. So I understood where he was going. They seemed to barrage him for his decision making of, oh, he shouldn't be able to choose whether he likes black, white, or Asian, and because he doesn't have a preference, he's wrong for that because his preference should be a black woman. No. His preference should be whatever his preference is, which is anything that he fancies for the features he likes and that likes him. Simple. Good. He was right in what he was saying, but he got a lot of backlash from these women again. Then, as I said, the light-skinned brother spoke. Okay. Now it's Ginja Jay's time, and it was quite funny. I was saying this to you. It's quite funny that for the first 20 minutes, he was quiet. So for me, where I saw that clip and I'm thinking he's going wild for however long, in fact, he was quiet for ages, letting everyone quiz and barrage everyone. And it was quite funny. He said already, people don't talk up, probably because they're scared of getting cancelled. This is why, like me, I just talk what I've got to say because I'm not a follower and nobody's co-signing me or signing a contract for me to say I can or can't say something. It's my brand and I'll stand on what my beliefs are, whether they are right to some people or not. So I found it quite funny that he kept it quiet. And then when he did speak, he came with a lot of common sense, like the other light-skinned brother. Well, he's not light-skinned, Ginja Jay. He's black, but the light-skinned brother. So he actually kind of made it quite straight from the first beginning. He doesn't date black women no more. The reason he doesn't date black women is because he's been hurt by black women. He's been cheated on by black women. He's had black women treat him like he should be something that he's not because he is a black man. So they expect him to do certain things that they presume black men do, whereas that's not him. Whether or not he's a black man, whether or not that's what black men do or not, he don't do that. So he explained kind of straight away from the outset of why he finds that the black women, because he even pointed out the black women that he goes for. He didn't say all black women. He said the black women that he used to go for, they all seem to treat him in this type of way. And it seemed to go over everybody's head. Because if this was a woman on the flip side, I'd say, saying, I've been through so much trauma with black boys, they've cheated on me, they've expected me to be this black woman that I'm not, or what they presume a black woman is when I'm a black woman and that's not me. They've cheated on me, they expect a lot from me, they can't live up to what my father shows as a black man. I'd rather stay away from black men because the black men I was finding, this is how they all treated me. And for my own self-consciousness, I'd rather stay away from that trauma, that hurt, than put myself around that again. That's exactly what he said. But for some reason, especially, I'm going to say, like, there's two of them that I think really got onto him. Loisy, for starters, I think she got onto him a bit too much. I'll say that. She was onto him. No, let me get it right. She was onto him too much to the point she asked so many questions but didn't listen to none of the answers. So she asked why he doesn't like black women. She presumed that he's first of all mixed race. She presumed that he has never been with black women. There's a lot of presumption she made of him that he had to answer and explain what he'd been through. And it just seemed to be didn't matter because all they wanted to hear is, I just want a black woman. But even to the point of it that I found quite funny as well, this man, Ginja Jay, said he has actually been with black women and felt trauma from it. And they haven't lived up to the expectations of how his mother is. And he's now decided to go with Asian women, and he's found that the Asian women treat him a lot better than the black women did. They haven't cheated on him. They haven't expected nothing extra of him other than who he is. And funny enough, he is now planning to marry an Asian woman next year. So wait a minute. Why are the women questioning this? He's found a good woman that takes care of him, that gives him massages when he wants, cooks him food when he wants, cares for him, loves him. She wears natural things, and it's quite funny when men are speaking, because I found it quite weird that the other men on the panel, they didn't help him. Only one person actually said something about getting onto him, and that was China. So I kind of give China a bit of reins because the only one that actually said it feels like an interrogation. Feels like you're interrogating the mandem, and he's the only one that was pointing it out. But the women carried on. Not even the women. 3 of them carried on interrogating him, and one in specifically. 2 of them just got on their high horse and were being the black women that he doesn't want to be around, basically. And yes, we could say, you know what? They could flip it on him as they did. So they flipped it on him after when he left and said, so wait a minute, because I'm black and I act black, you're going to tell me I can't act black and that's the reason you don't like me? Basically. Mm-hmm. Well, no, your attitude and the women I've met act this way, and you're acting that same way now. So you may have been one of those black women I may be talking about, because look how you're conducting yourself now. I'm telling you about my trauma. You seem to not care. You seem to believe all black men should be strong and shouldn't really have a heart. And this is where we come back to men's mental health. This is why we say men need to open up, and it takes strength for a man to open up. And a man opens up, he's very honest, and people judge him for it. People are judging him right there for it. People are kind of throwing it in his face and saying he's lying, and it doesn't really matter how he feels or felt. No. He's telling you how he felt, telling you how felt his trauma. Everybody, I'm seeing posts after, and this was all before I watched the whole video. I'm seeing posts about, this is why black men need to sort out their trauma, and he's got trauma that from black women, and he needs to get up. No, he's got over that. That's why he's decided to go with Asian women. That's why he's decided to find an Asian woman to get married to. That's his life now. That's what he's decided to do, and he's better off for it. That's his mindset, quite clear. He openly realised the women he was choosing that were black weren't doing that, and he decided to avoid that. Is that not sorting out your mental health? Or antagonising him consistently about how he should like black women because you believe all black women are the best. No, black women are queens, but not all black women act like queens. Just like all women are queens, but not all women act like queens. And I think there's a few points he pointed out that were quite real. So for me, I say, I'm going to compare these things to what I've said to you even. He's saying they have to live up to his expectations of his mum. I saw a post today on Shadeborough that seemed like those expectations were different to what we presumed in the first instinct, but we won't go into that because we don't understand it. So if we don't overstand it, let's not try to understand it. Yeah. But living up to expectations of mum. So for me, I've said to my partner, if you weren't able to show me that you can be a mother, I couldn't make you my partner. And that's because my mother was a mother. And if you can't live up to similar levels of my mother, and any man that has respect for his mother should feel the same. If you're not on those similar levels where I can respect you like my mother, and you're going to love me like my mother loves me, then I shouldn't have you as my partner. And you know what? I'm not going to judge all black women. I'm not going to judge all white women. A lot of black women used to say, I'm going to be real from my past now. I'm going to be real. I've dated all types of women, black, white, Asian, and few other cultures. But when it comes to black women used to laugh at the white women and say that they can't cook. It was quite funny that I used to get more bigger meals from the white women than I used to get from the black women. So you go to a black woman's house sometimes and go to a white woman's house. I guarantee I've got dinner every time with certain white women. Where I go to certain black women's house, they're waiting for men to get takeaway and stuff. So that's my experience growing up with, and it's not to say all black women are like that, because there was some black women that could cook and would whip up a good meal. But growing up, the presumption was black women used to talk about all the white women and moan at some of us for going round white women, but white women were actually cooking proper dinners for men at night. And you lot weren't trying to cook no proper dinners. So that's something you look for in a wife, to be your mother of your children or whatever. It's got to be the same attributes. You've got to be able to respect her the same way as your mother. So he's completely right there. No one can judge him for that, because that's my opinion. I'm saying that some black women didn't cook, whereas the white women a lot of times cooked. He also said, he explains how he was cheated on by black women because they expected too much of him. And what they expected of him was for him to be someone that he was not. And we can get that, because some black women would possibly act like they don't want you on the roads, but really they're encouraging you to be like that ghetto type of person. They want you to be that man, innit? Some white women want you to be that man, but will prefer to drag you away from that drama. Some black women may actually encourage you and stand aside and watch you be in that drama. Say, that's my man. That's my man. Some. So, when you overstand what he's trying to say there, they wanted him to be someone he was not. And because he is completely fully black, but he looks a bit different, they obviously expected a bit more of him as well, to act in a way for them. We don't know what they expected of him to act black like, but it's not him. We see him. He's a fun, loving guy. Like, he just seems to just enjoy himself. Everybody's been through things, so you can't judge people for whatever they've been through or whether they've been to jail or not. So when you just look at him on the screen and you see certain things and you see him talk about his life story, you start to realize he's actually quite open to his mindset, even though you know there's something obviously not completely always there, because he's very hyper in it.
Can I just say, from a female point of view,
Yeah,
from them, although I personally feel those women were very immature and childish, bar two.
yeah. And I'm going to point out the two, because I did try to find the names. The two that we both agreed on that were completely reasonable throughout the whole thing were Majesty the Highness and the Shireen Green. So that was the light skinned girl on the end and the black girl in the dead centre. Dead centre.
Yeah.
I
just wanted to say, I feel like I don't think that their issue, and I don't think any woman could really see his issue as a black man and not liking how he acts. I don't think it was that. I think the only issue they had was him saying that he wouldn't date a black woman again. I don't think it's how he is as a person.
Why? But this is the thing, though. Why would he?
What do you mean? Why would
He's
he?
explained what black women have put him
Oh
through.
no, I know that, but I'm saying that's what obviously what their issue was. They're very immature, and you
Okay.
get a lot of black women out there who are very much. It should just be black men for black women, and that's it. There's not much argument when a black woman's got a white man,
And that's the
but when it's
point.
the other way, they seem to have a humongous issue with this. But for him as a person, take that bit away. For him, how he is as a black man in general, I don't think they were had anything against that.
He
I
said
think
that.
it was
That's what
just
he's.
the
No,
female
but that's what he said.
thing they
That
were
other
talking.
women
Oh, the
felt.
women that he
Yeah,
was
the
with,
women that he was with who
yeah,
cheated on him and previously had
undermined him and stuff.
undermined him and
Yeah.
expected him to be more niggerish. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. I didn't hear that, to be honest.
That's what. Yeah.
That's
So
not what I got
that's what
from
he
that,
said.
but
That's what he said.
okay.
That's what he said. They wanted him to be
Okay.
more something he's not, that he's more black. They're saying he's not black enough the way he acts, when in fact he just acts the way he is and he is black. So it's
Okay.
regardless of what you think, I am that. So don't expect me to be like that black man over there or that black man over there, because I'm this black man here. Do you
Oh
get
no,
that?
I don't see an issue at all.
I think that's what their problem was.
Yeah,
They didn't understand that either.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything wrong with what he said.
He never said nothing
There
wrong.
was nothing wrong with what he said. They shouldn't have been offended with what he said, because at no point did he say he does not like and he hates black women.
He just
That
says
was
he
not
would
what
never.
he said.
He said he would never date them again, and
Yeah.
even to the common sense of it, yeah. If he's saying he will never date one again, and he said he's planning to get married next year, why should he ever have to date anyone anyway? It doesn't matter. He's not going to date any black, white, Asian woman again because he's got one woman already. Why are the women not contemplating this as well? Like, none of you took him off the roads and took him away, but this woman has. She's appreciated him. Accept it. Because you ain't the one that would have took him away. Could any of them have been his wife? Do any of them feel like they could have been his wife and fulfill the things that he expects in what he expects from his love and his relationship? Do they think he could live up to what their expectations are? These are questions that they didn't even think for themselves. Would you date him anyway?
I think a couple of them already answered that in their actions.
Yeah, but that's after that. That's after as well, though. And also, it's the judging of him again, because as we say, he's very a fun-loving, active guy. He's got his own mannerisms and the way he acts. So because of that, only certain people, you know, when you're just a funny man, not every girl likes a funny man.
I wasn't going to say that though. It wasn't about him being funny. I think they were very ignorant in the first place, because obviously his wife to be has chosen him for him, and who she met him has. This is her person. It doesn't matter about before, who he was before. One woman, and I don't even want to describe her in the way I'm thinking, because it might come off as offensive, but one of them in that row was very quick to jump on him when he mentioned his stay in prison, and said, I would never anyway. You've been there, no man like that, am I gonna be?
But then that's another thing that it's another thing that we had to consider as well. He's talking about he even lost trust for these women when he went to prison. So it's something that you have to look at. How many women would hold him down? How many women did hold him down? What woman held him down? These are things that he's telling you his life. He's telling you what he's been through. He's showing you the real him, and people just weren't listening to him, and he was antagonized. And again, I will say the only person that there was two people that pointed out he was getting antagonized. One was China, and one was that Majesty in the middle, the Highness. She said it as well. You was all getting onto him. It's like they want you to get cancelled. Like some people are out here to mess up people's careers, even from the same culture. It's confusing. And then Real life, I'm just going to keep it, I'm going to end it very soon because my last point is the real life to it, yeah. Man, just like gal, don't want men to be in their 30s, 40s, acting boisterous on the road, being that type of person, yeah? Men don't want women to act the same. And whether you're black, white, or Asian, it's not expected of you when you're in a relationship, when you both actually have, what's the word, a bit of morals and respect for yourself and who you are and your other partner. And I think that is something a lot of those women lost on that stage. And I think it was a lot of, even the men, it showed the men were open. I feel all of them tried to be open and they all were shut down by what their feelings were, their feelings. And it's quite funny what he says. I'm going to end it on a very true fact on what Ginja Jay says because it's very real what he's saying. He wants a black woman to be a black woman. And if a lot of these black women can't be the black women they want, that is expecting, because they all want to wear fake hair that isn't fake black hair, they're wearing fake Asian hair and trying to be proud that she's got better fake Asian hair than is woman's real Asian hair. It makes no sense. Like, what kind of sense is that? You're saying you're proud as a black woman because you're wearing an Asian woman's hair, and your fake Asian woman's hair is better than his real Asian woman's hair. Come on, be proud of who you are as a black woman. And I get that because it's the same way some white women may want to act all black like black girls and come with an attitude and there's certain mannerisms and certain way they dress and dance. Some of them it's in them, some of them act like that. It's the same way some black girls don't act black. And it's the real of it. They're wearing fake, trying to look more English white than they are English black, if that makes sense. Do you get that? So the fake hair, the fake lashes, the fake nails, the certain types of not un-Caribbean urban British style, they carry themselves in a more different style. They talk in a different way to try and appear in a certain way or feel more respected because they don't want to talk urban. There's a lot of black women like that nowadays. Have a look at the black women we see on TV. You can say, you know what, a lot of the black men, I can say, you know what, sometimes they uphold their blackness. Whether you're from England, Jamaica, or Africa, you uphold your blackness. I say with a lot of the black women, they lose it, man. You see them change when they come on TV, and then now, ain't that urban black woman. They're like a white British woman. So when he's saying that, that's something they probably took deeply on themselves that probably caused trauma to them that they never realized, but they're pushing the trauma on. It's his trauma. No, in fact, it seems like it's your trauma, possibly. And he had enough, and he said things he shouldn't have said. He acted inappropriately near the end and went too far. But those women antagonized him, and he was very much right in his own feelings because that's how he got over his trauma. So I'm going to end it here, and I like to see what everybody else thinks because, as I say, I'm not a follower, I'm not a sheep here. I've watched the show, I watched the whole episode, and honestly, no one listened to him. He was very open, and he was just getting judged and judged and judged, just like all the other men on the panel. Maybe if there was more of a white woman there, Asian woman there, maybe they would have got them to listen. We don't know. I leave that little thought there. SJ Cartier Limited Convos. we're out today.